Time for some more bold NFL predictions. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. The MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. If you recall, about over a month ago, I made 10 bold predictions for this upcoming NFL season that starts tonight, and I'll be back tonight to recap the game, by the way. But I made some bold predictions, okay? Now, some of these bold predictions have changed, so I wanted to remove some of the ones that I've kind of eased up on and give you some more. So we have 5 more bold predictions that I'm going to give you guys today, and I'm also going to tell you the ones that I've removed. So I've removed a couple. That's the New England Patriots starting 3-1 with Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, I thought that they were going to look better than how they looked in the preseason. I mean, they look like they're not as good with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, I knew there'd be a little bit of a drop in production. I didn't think it'd be much. It looks like it's a considerable amount, and I now see them losing to the Houston Texans, but still beating the Bills and the Dolphins. So that's a 2-2 start. So I'm going to take back that bold prediction. And I also rescinded my Bears making the playoffs bold prediction. I don't think the Bears are making the playoffs, but I do have another surprise team that you should probably already know about. We're about to get into all of that. Let's talk about the 5 more bold predictions now. And let's begin with who I have making the playoffs. That is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I've been on the record, and I will continue to be on the record. I am a huge Jameis Winston fan. I think this guy is going to be an absolute stud in the NFL. I think he's already been pretty damn good in the NFL, and that's only going to continue. What was it, 22 touchdowns to 15 interceptions last season? I'm looking at about 30 touchdowns to about 14 interceptions this season. The guy's going to take a big step forward, a big leap forward. I mean, this was a number 1 overall draft pick, a guy that his first game in college, his first season in college was just too easy for him. The guy's so talented, so good, he's accurate, he has a strong arm, he studies the game, he works hard, he has everything that you look for. Some people don't like him because, I mean, frankly, honestly, I think a lot of people don't like him because he's not very prim and proper like all these quarterbacks, okay? He doesn't talk the way a lot of people would like. Like some people, if you saw the Florida State game, you know, they had the comeback against Ole Miss, right? And he had a halftime speech in which he was, trying to rile up Florida State and trying to get them ready, to come out and do well in half, or for the second half, I should say.
SEC, Florida State, your brothers, your team, your heartbeat. We some dogs, we ain't no puppies.
Smile, let's go,
We
man.
some dogs. Wide receivers, y'all cannot be stopped. The whole game. We got the best running back in the whole damn league. And we got a quarterback that's going to toss that thing. O-line, wake up. Get right, wake up, man.
And a lot of people are looking at him saying, oh, what a horrible speech. Guys, you may not understand because you never played football, you never been in a football locker room or any locker room for that matter. Guys, this is how they talk, okay? This is how they communicate. Everything he was saying, it was resonating with these players. Trust me, I've been in this locker room. I've lived this lifestyle. It actually works. You may not get it. It's not like he needs to go up there and talk like Barack Obama. This is a football locker room. You talk like that and you resonate with people. The guy is such a great leader. It may not make sense to you because the way he speaks you're not used to the way he speaks, and you're not accustomed to that way of speaking. But let me tell you, man, it works. And his play style is great. It's fantastic. And this man is going to lead the Buccaneers to the playoffs. And I think eventually he's going to lead them to the Super Bowl. My only concern with this Bucs team right now is I need to see a number 1 corner solidify himself. Brent Grimes does not look quite as good right now. He has some struggles in the preseason. And Vernon Hargreaves, the third who they drafted in the first round, he's going to need some time. And plus, I was never sold on him being a number 1 corner in this league. I thought he could be a damn good number 2, but I never thought he could be a number 1 corner. I don't see him covering Amari Cooper. He couldn't do it in college. I don't see him just learning how to do that. I think he has some limitations, Vernon Hargreaves III. So that's my number 1 concern with the Buccaneers right now. But I think as long as they can do better in the red zone, man, they're going to put up a lot of points and they're going to make the playoffs to me. So that's my first bold prediction. We move on to number 2. We have some poor starts by some NFL teams. Number one, the LA Rams, who I am very low on right now. I think they're going to be 4-12 this season, and I had them starting potentially 0-6, but I went with 1-5. I think their first 6 games are pretty freaking brutal, and this includes week 1 at San Francisco. Remember, they lost at San Francisco week 17 of the 2015 regular season. The Rams haven't gotten better since that moment. All the Rams did this offseason was draft Jared Goff with the number 1 overall pick. Is Jared Goff starting? No, he's inactive. The guy's going to be wearing what I'm wearing on the sidelines because he's not going to be in uniform for that game. He's inactive for that game. So why are the Rams better? They're not. And then the 49ers, they're a little better actually on paper. But it just kind of comes to the fact that, you know, they're just not going to be very good this year because their roster is just worse than everyone else's at this point. And plus, their head coach is very good. But I think they're going to beat the Rams week 1, the 49ers are. And I think it's going to be a poor start for the Rams for the first 6 games, either 0-6 or 1-5. I'm predicting 1-5, but don't be surprised if it's 0-6. And we also have another poor start by another NFL team, and that is the... We also have another poor start by another NFL team, and that is the New York Football Jets, who I have starting 1-5. Yet again, a brutal start. You know, week 1 hosting Cincinnati. They have Seattle. They have to go to the Bills. They have a number of tough matchups that I just don't see them winning. I have them starting 1-5. 2-4, very much possible, but I think that may be the best case scenario. Brutal first 6 games for both of these teams. Brutal starts for both of these teams. We move on to some statistical projections. I have 2 wide receivers making 1,000 yards this season. Let's talk about number 1, Marvin Jones of the Detroit Lions. Now, he has to stay healthy, but if he does, trust me, Matthew Stafford will have no problem throwing this guy the ball voluminously. I think he may end up with 11, maybe even 1,200 yards. I think that's very much a possibility. Matthew Stafford threw for 4,000 yards last season. He's thrown for 4,000 yards before. Hell, he's even thrown for 5,000. Okay, so the guy knows how to throw the football well. I expect him to show up. I expect him to throw the football to Marvin Jones. I expect Marvin Jones to catch it and catch it well and end up with over 1,000 yards this season. We also have Tajae Sharpe of my Tennessee Titans, and maybe I'm biased here, but I honestly believe that Marcus Mariota is targeting this guy. He's looking at this guy, he's throwing to this guy, and this guy has shown the ability to have some explosive plays in his arsenal and get a bunch of yards when necessary. I have Tajae Sharpe of the Tennessee Titans, who, that's right, getting 1,000 receiving yards this upcoming season. We move on to my next bold prediction. You may not know this guy, but you definitely will after this season. Preston Smith of the Washington Redskins gets 11.5 sacks and makes the Pro Bowl. He was a rookie last year out of, Mississippi State. You know, it started at outside linebacker later on in the season. Played quite well to me. He's going to have a bigger role this season. He's going to prove to be better than Ryan Kerrigan. Hell, he may even prove to be their best defender behind Josh Norman. I expect big things from Preston Smith, and I think a Pro Bowl berth is in his future this season. Preston Smith makes the Pro Bowl with 11.5 sacks. And we also have one more bold prediction. As we all know, and as I ranted about, the Minnesota Vikings traded for Sam Bradford. And my prediction is that he will be injured or benched by week 10. I'm not a big Sam Bradford fan at all, and I can't believe how many people are. That video I made has about a 2-to-1 dislike ratio right now, and I can't believe it. Why the hell do you people have faith in this guy? What the hell has this guy shown? Oh, this is the best team he's been on. Who cares? The guy stinks, okay? Marcus Mariota, who is on a team that stinks, okay, can do way better than Sam Bradford in his rookie year. What the hell is Sam Bradford going to do going on his 7th year in the league? The guy freaking stinks. Get over it. He's still living off of his career at Oklahoma and the fact that he's been better than the worst of the quarterbacks in the league. Again, if we're ranking the 32 quarterbacks in the NFL for the past 7 years, he's been ranking at about 25. Never higher than that. Maybe at most 20, and that's if you're being so generous. So he keeps skating by on being better than the absolute worst, and I'm tired of it. The guy isn't very good, and now you're expecting him to come to the Vikings and be good? No way. It's not going to work out. I don't care if he has Adrian Peterson behind him. I don't care if he has Stephon Diggs in front of him. I don't care if he has Jerry Rice in front of him. He's not going to be very good at all this season. He may be benched, and he's definitely probably going to get injured because the guy is brittle. The guy is injury prone. You can't rely upon Sam Bradford. Why the hell Vikings fans think Sam Bradford is going to bring them to the Super Bowl is beyond me. The guy isn't very good. The guy isn't very healthy from year to year. He will prove to be a horrible, horrible, horrible choice by the Vikings to be their starting quarterback this season. And he's either going to get injured or he's going to get benched. I think he's probably going to get benched, to be quite honest with you. They're going to say, hey, Sean Hill's better than this. Let's play Sean Hill because this just ain't working out. And they're going to have to swallow that traded first-round pick. And, boy, it will be tough.